What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We back with some more Divide music. This time we checking out his silent voice song "You," and we got the Golden EMP on here, man. We got these two phenomenal voices on this track. That's crazy. And I've never seen this movie. Thankfully, Divide Music has gracefully included some description down here for those of you who don't know this movie just like I don't. It looks like the film follows a former bully turned social outcast who decides to reconnect and befriend the deaf girl he had victimized years prior. So it looks like he then came to terms with, how much bad he had done. I'm wondering what kind of direction Divide's going to take this, but I feel like it's about to be amazing. So let's go ahead, shut up, and turn it up.
I can take the silence.
It's interesting intro that it almost kind of sounds like, he put a, what do you want to call it, like a delay on it, but I'm pretty sure it was just him singing, but it almost kind of gave a call and response kind of feel. It's chopped, but yeah.
I can take the silence till I stumble onto you. A memory I can't believe all that I put you through. Looked on horizons, but no color in the sky. It was the day I pushed you on and lost my very sight. All that I asked for is a little time with you. Wish I could take you back. All that I hope for is giving time with you. I can mend the cracks I made.
Okay. All right, just a little bit to dissect here. Very interesting, right? Okay, so there was no hook. I don't know if it right. We still got a little bit more of this to go, but there was no chorus. Now, why wouldn't you include like a hook or a chorus and everything, right? Because I sure was expecting to hear those heavily voices and everything. But here's the reason why I could think. Here's just musically, right? So I could think. Of course, Divide does a pretty good job of breaking things down for us to kind of understand and everything. And of course, he included that description of what it's about. So if I was to think about something, right? Let's think about this guy trying to make amends and everything. Then if I was sitting here and I came across somebody that I victimized, which by the way, I would never do. Okay, let's put that forth and foremost. Then first thing that will probably enter my mind is that I'm thinking to myself, like, how could I do these type of things? You know what I'm saying? This person is actually very, very wonderful. How could I victimize it and everything? And then it's almost kind of like the five stages of like depression and everything. So I'm sitting here, non-believing, how could I do these type of things? And then some of that might even turn into a slight amount of anger because you're angry at yourself. And the reason why I'm thinking this is because of just kind of like the low register and kind of like the grunge of that guitar, right? And how hard it was hitting, right? And it almost kind of seems like it came out of nowhere. So it's like it was just a sudden thought. And it's instrumental, right? No type of vocals. So that's interesting, right? Because it's like something that's just going on in the mind. And without him putting any lyrics, of course, we're led to think, all right, what am I supposed to think of that? Well, that's what I get. I get sad, but also angry at the actions that I've performed. So I like that. That little wailing of the guitar.
I'm trying, but I can't make amends for my actions. When
Come on,
the sound
Golden.
vibrates, do you feel again?
Yeah,
Do
like
I
it.
just make it worse? You don't even know your worth.
You see that? You see that, man? It's those sudden cues right there. He was just talking about silence, and then what they end up doing, he put that little silence part in there as a kind of like a nod to, doesn't make it worse. Come on, man.
You don't even know your worth. I feel it crying out but not screaming. Left alone with your demons underneath the fireworks. I feed them. I don't know, but I need them. You're all I see when I'm falling down. All that I ask
Oh,
time
this
with
is this the
you.
chord? This
Wish I
the
could
hook.
take you
Oh,
back.
hold on. Now see, yo, Divide, you done worked that in, bro. Is this the hook? Did you bring that in earlier? Cause I could have sworn there was no hook. Ooh, the way you kind of brought that in. I feel like I've heard this part before. Oh, you smooth with it. Did you just work in a hook and I didn't even know it?
All that I hope for is giving time with you. I can mend the cracks. All that I ask for is a little time with you. Wish I could take you back.
Wish I could take it back.
All that I hope for is giving time with you. If I could be the moon hanging in your sky, I would reflect your light.
Mm.
And when the morning comes from the darkest night, it still won't shine as bright.
I like that. I like that. See, listen to this again.
And when the morning comes from the darkest night, it still won't shine as
Right,
bright.
because you see it's one of them things like if you've gone somebody, right? So let's say that you're in a relationship and everything's all good and everything, right? I mean, this is kind of separate from what we're going on in this anime, but let's say you're in a relationship and everything's good, then all of a sudden everything's bright, but now you've broken this person's trust, right? So what you probably, if you are able to regain their trust somehow, right, the sun that you once were to them, right, is now feeling a little less bright, even though you still are in their lives. So when he says when the sun shines in the darkest night, it won't be as bright anymore. I can't look at you the same. The sun doesn't shine as bright as that as it used to, right? Before all of this stuff happened. Okay, yo, come on now.
Comes from the darkest night, it still won't shine as bright.
Yes. Gotta love it. You know, this song kind of hits me on a little bit more of a personal level, right? Because as you guys know, and if you didn't know, of course, I am married with two kids, and I've been with my wife for 13 years. So we've been together since high school, and there's definitely been some times where she screw up or I screw up, and the reason why, like I like songs like this, even though this is about him victimizing and then again wanting to get to know her and then trying to amend for his feelings. The way I decided to look at it is the kind of feelings and stuff when I know that I messed up and all the type of things that I would want to do to try to cover up, not cover up, but try to amend for what I did, right? And when I'm going through these feelings and everything, there are times where I get angry and I'm like, yo, how not angry at my wife or anything. I just get angry at myself. Like, how could I allow this type of stuff to happen? Right. And then a lot of that's kind of followed with regret, right? Just like regret, like, oh my God, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of beating yourself up and whatnot. So when those guitars and those stuff came in, I kind of feel that, right? You kind of feel that emotion because I've been in that place before. You almost kind of like rushing to trying to get things right, right? And then the depth of that, like it just feels like that's the only thing that you want to do, right? And it's so piercing, and it's such a heavy feeling, such a heavy burden. It's the type of stuff that sits with you, even when you go to work. The type of stuff that sits me when I'm sitting here doing reactions. It's in the back of my mind. I'm like, bro, I got to make this right. And I want to get it done really quick. So it's a little bit of aggression in there. And that's kind of represented in that chorus right there, right? So heavy. That's how I decided to look at it. It's just you messed up and now you have this heavy burden on your mind because you just want to get everything right. Back to where it was, but you know it's never going to be that way because of what just happened. So you got to do your best to try to amend what you've done. Come on, Divide, bro. Only see, she man, this is I see what you doing here, man. God, everybody done leveling up here, man. You guys tell me what y'all thought this song meant or what it meant to you. You know what I mean? Kind of like the deeper undertones, not exactly referencing the anime, but I want to know what kind of feelings this brought out for you. Okay, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.